and posting them to a YouTube channel so you can make up any of your classes. Okay, so welcome to class. Come onto your mat and lie down. Let your legs stretch out. Your kind of feet flop open, let your arms come down, palms facing up. And just let your eyes close. And then begin to really just allow your body to feel restful here. Maybe palms kind of away from you. And start to check in and notice what's going on in your body. So notice how you feel today. If there's a part of your body that feels tight, if there's something going on emotionally. So just start to really come into the practice, notice and feel. And then see if you can begin to really deepen your breath and breathe fully and deeply down into the belly. So long, deep breath in. And a long, slow, deep breath out. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. And then just scan your body from the crown of the head all the way down the tops of the shoulders, flowing down the arms, your torso, out through the hips, the legs, the feet and the hands. Let everything relax here. Now see if you can let yourself get really still, quiet, and sensitive, feeling into the breath. And let your breath start to build and deepen. Inhaling, exhaling. Full deep breath in, and full deep breath out. Now place your hands on your belly and feel your breath expand and contract. Breathe in and let go. So imagine the lobes of your lungs and imagine filling up from the bottom to the middle to the top lobes of the lungs. Breathe in and then exhale from the top to the middle to the bottom. Exhale. Again, deep breath in, deep breath out. And then from here, bend your knees and hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze, rocking gently from side to side, maybe a little forward and back, and circle around. And then start to rock up and down along your spine, up and down, and then rock your way up into a seated position. Into a comfortable cross-legged pose. Good, hands on your knees, lifting nice and tall. And just take a moment to kind of circle your spine around, hands on your knees. Kind of move forward, to the side, around. Good, gentle circles. And then the other direction, circling. And then come back up to sit nice and tall. And bring your hands together in front of your heart. This is called Anjali Mudra. So mudra is any position you put your hands in yoga. And this position means gratitude and commitment. So every time we put our hands in this position, it's also called kind of prayer pose. It's like a little prayer, a little gratitude for whatever is good, maybe even for the harder lessons of life. Now here, I invite you to set your own personal intention. So every class we do, we set an intention. An intention means a solemn vow or an oath, kind of like a theme. It can also be an I am statement, like I am present, I'm strong, I'm calm. So maybe choosing a word like balance or breath or faith, or an I am statement. Get clear, this is your intention, personal to you. And then press your palms together and stretch your arms up, reach. And then sweep your arms out and down by your sides. Good. Again, place your hands on your knees and circle your spine around. Moving your chest forward, circle the side up and around. And if this is not comfortable with just shins crossed, you can always have your legs straight. Good, and then come back up to seated, nice and tall. Let your arms come down by your sides. Good, inhale, stretch your arms out and up. Good, exhale, float your arms out and down. Nice. Again, matching the breath and the movement. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, arms stretch down. And then last time, inhale, arms stretch out and up. Good, now exhale, twist to the right. Good. Maybe one hand outside the knee and one hand behind your back. Inhale, lift tall. Exhale, twist back. Good, then turn to face forward. Lower your hand down and stretch your arm up and over. Side bending over to the right. Feeling that stretch down your side. Breathe. Good, and then rise back up to seated with your hands on your knees, round your spine, shift back, chin in. Good, lift up, arch your spine, shift forward. Good, and then look at your legs, uncross, and then recross with your opposite leg in front. Good, hands down by your sides. Inhale, stretch them up. And then exhale, twisting over to the left. Good, inhale, lift up. Good, exhale, look back. One more breath here. Good, and then turn to face forward. Lower your left hand down, stretch your right arm up and over, side bend, lengthening down your side stretch. Good, and then back up to seated, hands on your knees. Again, circle your spine a little bit, hands on your knees, rolling out. Good, other direction. Good, and then bring your shoulders up towards your ears, squeeze, and then drop. Inhale, lift, lower, lift, lower, and then shake your shoulders out. And then spin your legs around behind you to press back into child's pose at the back of the mat. So big toes together, knees wide, send your hips to your heels, and then stretch your arms forward. See if you can let the forehead touch the mat. Good. So here, feeling a stretch in the back, maybe in the hips. So see if you can have your big toes together and your knees towards the edges of the mat. Yeah, knees wide. Stretch your arms forward, and then maybe your forehead touches here. So lengthening the back, stretching out your hips, notice and feel. And now lift your gaze, come onto your fingertips, and walk your upper body over to the right. So maybe hands gonna come off the mat, stretched on your side. Then lift your gaze, come onto the fingertips, walk it center and then over to the left, stretching down your right side. And then back to center, up on the fingertips, stretch forward, lower your head down. Good, now rise up to all fours, tabletop position. Good, so nice big hands, spread your fingers wide, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Start by tucking your toes and dropping your belly down. You can drag your shoulders up, back, and down for cow pose. Maybe look up. Good, now point your toes and round your spine, cat, chin to chest. Puff your shoulder blades towards the ceiling. Good, and then inhaling cow, tuck your toes, drop your belly. So think flexion here through your spine, open. Good, point your toes, round your spine, extension, chin in, shoulders draw away. One more time, inhale for cow, open, gaze up. Exhale for cat, close, chin in. Good, come back to a neutral flat back position. Bring your knees together and then stretch your right leg up and back behind you. Good, see if you can stretch your left fingertips forward on the mat or maybe even hover your left fingertips and balance. Good, nice, reach. Good, and then put it down, all fours, move your hips gently side to side. Good, now switch, stretch your left leg back, hold it up there, and then maybe walk your right fingertips forward to a hover or lift. Balance and hold, breathe. Good, and then lower back down, move your hips from side to side. Good, now from here, walk your hands forward. Bring your feet together, your knees together, kind of shift your hips back to your heels like child's pose. Now bring yourself forward to modified plank. So think plank pose with your knees down, hips gonna come forward. Look forward, bend your elbows into your sides, chaturanga push-up, and then straighten your arms. Do two more like that, elbows bend and straighten. One more. Come all the way down. Stretch your legs back. Good. And then hands by your side. Cobra pose, press into the tops of the feet, lift your chest. Maybe lift your hands, good. And then lower down. Press down into your hands and then rise up, cobra. A little bit higher. Maybe shift your hips side to side. You can look left, look right. Good, and then press to tabletop position. Circle your hips to the left and right. Forward, right, left. Nice big circles for your spine, warming up your hips. And then switch other direction. Good. And now from here, come to table. Bring your knees together, tuck your toes, and sit back on your heels for a little toe squat. Bring your hands together in a fist and release your fingers. If this feels too intense, you can also stand on your knees. Now circle your hands like this. Just a little wrist warm up. Good, now pause, switch, go opposite thumb on top, and circle your wrists in the other direction. Good, now stretch your arms overhead and flick your fingers like this. Flick, flick, flick. Think big flick. Good, and then shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Good, and now come back to hands and knees and tap your toes out on the mat like you're having a temper tantrum. Tap, 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 tap. Good, and then press into your palms, tuck your toes, and lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Good, so feeling into this first dog, feet maybe hip width apart. Yeah, so a little wide, hands shoulder width distance apart. And then really press your chest towards your thighs. Bend your knees. Good, nice. Yeah, and then start to move your dog around. You're gonna bend your right knee and your left knee, pedal out your feet, back and forth, side to side, a little pedal and pedal. Good, and start to kind of feel that nice deep stretch in the backs of your legs as you warm up here. Good. Now pause in your downward dog, hold, exhale. Inhale to your tiptoes, shift forward to plank position, top of the push-up. If that's too much, you can always drop to your knees. Good, then lift your hips up and back, down dog. Again, lift up onto your tiptoes, shift forward to plank. Now right from here with your knees down, look forward, elbows bend, chaturanga, yogi push-up. Good, upward dog or cobra, downward face. These are called sun salutations, kind of a classic warm-up exercise. Downward facing dog, chest towards your thighs. Now walk your feet up to your hands. Come to the top of the mat. In a forward fold, Uttanasana, let your upper body hang, maybe sway, bend your knees, head drops. Good, then bring your hands to your shins, look forward and lengthen your spine in flat back position. Good, fold. And then stretch your arms forward or to the sides as you rise up. Good, and then hands touch, lower them down to your heart, mountain pose, Tadasana. Breathe here. And see if you can really feel the breath moving in and out of the nose. Good, lower your arms down by your sides. Exhale. This is called mountain pose, Tadasana. Really grounding into your feet, lifting through the crown of the head. Inhale, stretch your arms up. And then exhale, float your arms down. Breath and movement connecting. Inhale, arms stretch out and up. Exhale, arms float out and down. Good, and again, inhale, arms stretch out and up. Take your right hand to your left wrist and hinge up and over to the side, side bend. Good, back to center, take a little bend of your knees and switch, left hand, right wrist, up and over to the left. Good, back to center. Now bring your elbows to goal post position, think cactus arms, and then open through your chest, so you can do a little back bend here. And then reach your arms up and forward fold, lower your hands down to the mat. Lengthen your spine as you look forward. Good, now step your left leg back and drop your left knee down. Rise up into a low lunge position. See if you can circle your wrist a little bit more here, circle. Good, circle. Good, then lower your hands to the mat and straighten your front leg as you shift your hips back. Good, bend and shift forward. Rock and rolling your hips a little, opening up. Shift it back. And then shift it forward. And last time, shift it back. Straighten your front leg. Shift it forward. Good. Press into your fingertips. Lift your back knee up. And then rise high for a crescent lunge. Good. Bend into your front knee, back heel lifts. Good. Now see if you can kind of get springy and just step to the top of the mat. Left foot down next to your right. Arms come down by your sides. Roll your shoulders up, back and around. And just pause And notice how this little bit of movement has felt in your body. If you feel a little more energized or stretched out or awake, deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, forward fold, lower down. Lengthen your spine as you look forward. Good, now step your right leg back. Drop your right knee down, and then lift up, low lunge, stretch high. Good, and then flick your fingers a little, again, waking up your wrists. Good, and then lower your hands down. Straighten over that front leg, shift your hips back, and bend into your front knees, you shift forward. Good, shift it back, and forward. One more time. Good, shift it forward. Now, plant your hands, tuck your back toes with your back knee, rise up, crescent lunge, nice and strong. Good, so you can kind of get springy through the back foot and step your right foot up to meet your left, top of the mat, arms high, and then roll your shoulder or lower your arms down. Circle your shoulders out, back and around, and up, back and around. Give your hands a little shake, shake out your shoulders and shrug, shrug, shrug. Good, now we'll do some balance poses here. So balance on your left leg, bend your right knee into your chest. Good, now put your foot into tree pose. So inside your thigh, calf, or maybe you just lift heel to heel, bring your toes down. Good, now really think about pressing your foot into your leg and your leg into your foot. And see if you can focus on one thing that's not moving, maybe on the wall in front of you or the floor. So it's called your drishti, your gaze point to help you balance. And then maybe your arms stretch up here. Open out, maybe gaze up, breathe, balance, hold. Good, now bring your leg forward. And then see if you can stretch it straight and then let it go, let it swing a little, let your arms kind of swing too. Good, just get that leg a little shake, shake, shake. Good, and then ground into your right foot, mountain pose. So you can bring your shoulders coming back and down, breathe in. Exhale, balance on your right leg, bend your left knee in. And then place that foot into tree pose. So you can go foot to thigh, your calf or your ankle. So try to go above or below the knee. And then hands come to the heart. See if you can focus on one thing that's not moving. That might help your gaze. If it feels challenging, you can always find a support like a wall. And then maybe your arms stretch up. Maybe your arms stretch out. And find your balance. If you feel solid here and want an extra challenge, you can even try closing your eyes. The arms stretch overhead. Together. Hands come together, lower down. Good, bring your left leg forward, maybe stretch it out. And then see if you can just sway your leg a little, let your arms kind of swing and sway, maybe shake it out. Good. And then back to your mountain pose, standing tall. Look down at your feet, see if you can lift and spread your toes. And stretch your toes open and apart. Good, and then lower the toes. Now lift your heels, come to balance on your tiptoes, maybe arms stretch out, hold. Good, and then lower your heels. Again, lift and spread your toes. And then see if you can lower your big toe down. Just your big toe, good, and lift it. And then see if you can lower your pinky toe down. Just your pinky toe and lift. Good, can you lower your big toe and your pinky toe? And then your big toe, pinky toe, and the toe next to your pinky. And then just the one next to the big toe. Super hard, right? Surprisingly challenging. Yeah, so it's interesting, like we can very easily individually move our fingers, but our toes, we really can't. So it's a good thing to keep like strengthening and keep agile. Like that's where when people age, like arthritis really starts to form and your toe just becomes one little like, or your foot just, like next time you see your grandparents, if you have grandparents, look at their feet, they might kind of look like a claw. I know it's like kind of gross to think about, but we want to always kind of open, stretch, and balance our whole bodies. So even our toes, which we might kind of neglect. Good, now come up to your tippy toes so you can lift your heels, balance, maybe stretch your arms open to help you balance there. Good, and then lower down. Bring your feet together, bend your knees, and then bring your hands onto your knees and circle around like this. Kind of warming up all the joints in the body. Circle your knees in the other direction. Good, then come to stand, step your feet kind of wide and circle your hips around like this. Gentle circles. Opening up your hips like you're inside a hula hoop. Good, circle the other direction. Good, and then back up to center, feet right underneath your hips, stretch your right arm up, circle it back and around. And then left arm, right, and left. Good, right, and left. Good, both arms stretch up high, hinge up and over to your right. Side bend, maybe your hand comes onto your hip. Good, and then back up, and then side bend, left and over to the left. Maybe bottom hand comes to your hip, stretch. Good, back to center. Now bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, so you can squeeze your palms together. Good, and then forward fold. So you can take your arms up and over. Maybe your right shoulder draws towards your right knee. And add a little twist, left shoulder toward your left knee. Good, back to center fold. And then release your hands down. Lengthen your spine as you move forward. Good, and then walk it out to plank pose. Good, hold your plank nice and strong. Good, now from here with your knees down, lower yogi push-up, chaturanga. Good, all the way down. Stretch your legs back, stretch your arms back. And then lift everything up. Locust pose, good, reach. Lower everything down. Hands by your sides, tuck your toes. Press up to all fours, tabletop position. Breathe in and exhale. Now stretch your right leg back and reach your left arm forward. Balance here. Good, pull your elbow and knee underneath you. Think a little crunch. And then stretch forward and back. Elbow and knee crunch. Reach. One more time, crunch underneath you. Reach forward and back. Now lower your left hand down. Spin your left foot behind your left knee and kick your right leg to the back of the mat. So you'll be facing the chalkboard wall, so side plank pose. So I'll come over here and mirror you. So it's gonna look like this. There you go. And then see if you can kind of stand up on that bottom knee. Yeah, there you go. And now see if you can take your right leg straight and lift it, and then lower it. That's nice. Good. Lift, lower. Really good. Again, lift, lower. Good. Now lower down and rise up like this. Gate pose. Good. I don't know if we lost you guys on Zoom. So side plank, leg lifts and lowers. And then you're going to come up like this for gate pose. Good. So circle your wrists a little bit here. Good. Circle. And then see if you can side bend towards the back of the mat. Right hand down your leg, left arm up and over. Good. Rise back up. Good. And then lower your hands back to the top of the mat. All fours, table pose. Take a cat-cow here. So arch your spine, lift your gaze. Point your toes, round your spine, gaze in. Good, come to tabletop position and then switch, lift your left leg back, stretch your right arm forward. Good, hold it here, adding on, elbow, knee, draw in. Stretch forward and back. Elbow to knee, squeeze. Reach, one more time. Good, reach. Now put your right hand down. Spin your right foot behind your right knee. Turn to the side of the mat, left leg goes to the back. Lift your left arm up. So you're facing the concrete wall. Right hand is down, left arm is reaching. Now see if you can hover your left leg up and then lower it. Leg lifts and lower. So strengthening your hip there. Good, one more. Good, now put your left foot down, back of the mat, rise up, gate pose. So you're facing this direction. Arms stretch out wide, again, maybe circle your wrists a little. And then take your left hand down your left leg, right arm goes up and over, side bend. Good, rise up. And then turn to face the top of the mat, lower your hands down, drop both knees down, all fours. Good, press back to child's pose, big toes touch, knees wide, hips to heels, stretch your arms forward. Good, let your forehead rest. I'm just gonna take a little break here. Notice and feel the sensations in your body. So you can let your breath get a little bit deeper, longer, fuller. Breathing in, letting go. breath here. And then I'll rise back to all fours, tabletop position. We'll do a couple more standing poses and then get into some nice deep stretches. Tuck your toes and lift your hips, down dog. Good. In downward dog, see if you can lift your right leg up and back. Good. Now step your right foot forward, spin your back heel down, and rise up for warrior one. Good. So bring your hands onto your hips and think about spinning your hips to face forward. And then hands on your ribs, think about your ribs spinning forward. And then stretch up through your left arm, stretch up through your right arm. Really bend your knee and make sure that back foot, kind of back heel is pressing down. Nice. Warrior one. Good. Now open to the side of the mat, warrior two. So you'll be facing this concrete wall. Front knee bends. Drop your shoulders down. Arms spread out wide. Good. So bend your front knee. Think about that right knee going over the middle of the right foot. Nice. Good. Now straighten your arms and your legs. Good. And then exhale, bend and come down. Inhale, arms and legs straighten. Lower. Now hold your warrior two. See if you can take it back, reverse warrior. Good. Rise up. Extended side angle. Right forearm to thigh. Left arm goes up and over. So bend your knee. Place your hand down. Good. Rise back to warrior two. And then straighten your front leg. Walk your back foot in. Shorten your stance a little. Arms stretch out. Good. Triangle pose. Reach forward and come down. Right hand on your shin, ankle, foot. Good. Then rise up and reverse your triangle. Left hand down, right arm up and over. Good. And then turn to face the top of the mat. Like place your hands down and step your right leg back to downward dog. Hold downward dog, or option to take a vinyasa. Shift forward to plank. Lower chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Downward face. Nice work, everybody. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Stretch your left leg up and back. And now step your left foot forward. Spin your back heel down and rise up for warrior one. Good. So you're facing the same direction you just worked. Front knee bends. Back heel is pressing. So bring your hands to your hips like this. And everyone step your left foot to the left a little bit and your right foot to the right. So imagine you're on train tracks. Good. Now that back foot, point your left toes to the top of the mat. Yeah. So AJ, spin your back foot up to face forward. Yeah, good. Yeah, and bring your left foot to the left a little more. Good. And then the right foot to the right a little more, to the other side. So you want to look like this. So step this back foot over. Good. Bend into your front knee. Good. And then reach your arms up. That easy, right? It's a lot to think about your first time. Good. Doing great. Good. Now soften your shoulders. Good. One more breath. Nice. And now turn to the side of the mat and open wide for warrior two. Good. So front knee bends. And then imagine there was a line between your left foot and your right heel. So kind of towards the middle of the mat. Point your left toes forward, right toes face the side, and then bend into your front knee. And let that back leg get straight. Good. Just relax your arms at first. Bend your front knee. Good. And then stretch your arms out. And there's a tendency to kind of hinge forward so you can keep your shoulders over your hips. Reach out. Good. Palms face down. Now straighten your arms and legs. And bend. Lower. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lower. One more time. Reach up. Come down. Now hold your legs in that warrior two position and then reverse your warrior. Take your right hand down, left arm up and over. Good. Rise up, warrior two. Shift forward, extended side angle. Left forearm onto thigh, right arm up and over. Use your breath. Good. Rise up. And then straighten your front leg. You can heel toe your back foot in, shortening your stance. Arms reach out, lift. Good. And then hinge, come forward. Left hand onto your shin, ankle, foot. And then see if you can keep your legs straight and really feel that stretch down your right side. Good. Good. Rise up. Reverse it. Good. Rise up. Good. Lower your hands down at the top of the mat. Step your left foot back to plank pose. With your knees down and right from here, chaturanga level. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Nice work. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now walk your feet up to your hands. Come to the top of the mat and fold forward. Maybe you can wrap your arms around your calves if you can. Good. And now heel toe your feet open to the edges of the mat for Malasana squat pose. See if you can drop your heels when your toes open. And if you're tight or if your knees don't feel good here, you can kind of be up high like this. Nice. Good. So this is a really great stretch for your hips, for your spine. Maybe elbows inside your knees, chest is lifting. Good. Now from here, see if you can drop down onto your bottom. Come on down, have a seat. Good. Stretch your legs forward, give them a little shake, shake, wiggle, wiggle. Good. So now we'll kind of start to slow it down, lying down. Bring the soles of the feet together. And let the knees kind of come open. So see if you can bring your hands behind you and kind of shimmy your hips towards your heels. Good. Lifting up. Good. And then think about using your strong leg muscles to drop your knees down and open. Good. Now, a lot of people are tight here. Everyone, actually bring your legs straight out and then place your hands onto the front of those little hip bones. You guys feel those hip bones? So imagine your hips like a bowl of soup. And when you're in forward folds, you want it to be upright, not spilling forward or back. So if we're really tight in our legs and our back, our soup will kind of spill back, right? We'll kind of lean back. So see if you can keep yourself lifted. You bring your mask on top of your nose. And then if you're really tight, if you're at home, you can always put like a bolster, a pillow, a blanket underneath your hips to kind of encourage you to lean forward. So feet together, butterfly pose, lift tall. Now from here, see if you can gently fold forward. And then it might feel good as you come into the fold to rock side to side. Maybe let your head drop. Good, soften and breathe, notice and feel. Do you guys all live on campus? Take one more breath. And then slowly rise back up. Come up to seated, shoulders shrug up, back and around. Good, up, back and around. And then bend your knees, plant your feet down, hands behind your back. Sway your knees gently from side to side. Just like this, little swish and sway. Release. Good, and then come back to center, stretch your legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake, 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 wiggle, wiggle. You bend your right knee in. Good, so you can have your foot down, or you can cross your left foot over the right leg. Good, and then twist over to the right. Maybe you bring your elbow outside your knee. As you breathe in, lift tall. As you breathe out, twist, look back. One more breath here. Good, and then turn to face forward. Counter twist other way, hands down, chest bows. Good, and then lift up. Good, bring that foot inside your leg like this. This is called Janu Sirsasana, or head to knee pose. Lift up. Good, and then fold, lower down. You can go nose to your knee or chin towards your shin. Stretch forward. Good, and just notice where you're feeling this stretch. Back of the leg, hamstring, calf, maybe in your back. And then slowly rise back up. And just pause at the top. Shoulders over your hips. Deep breath in. Exhale. Bend your right knee to your chest. Give it a squeeze. And then stretch it long to the bottom of the mat. Shake out your legs. Shake out your feet. Wiggle, wiggle. Good. Bend your left knee. Place your foot down. Draw it in. Give yourself a little squeeze. You can hold here. You can cross your left foot over your right leg. Good. Reach your left arm up. Bring it behind you. Right elbow kind of hooks outside your knee. As you breathe in, sit tall. And as you breathe out, twist, maybe lift up. Again, inhale to lift. Exhale, twist. And come back to center. Uncross your leg, bring the sole of the foot inside your leg. Good. Janu Shirsasana. Knee drops open, chest is lifting nice and tall. Good. And then forward fold. See if you can reach to grab your foot, holding over your leg. Maybe nose towards your knee, your chin towards your shin, and really stretch over that leg. One more breath here. And then slowly rise back up. Shoulders shrug up, back and down. Good. Bend your knee. Stretch your leg long. Shake it out. Now here, see if you can, either with legs straight or knees bent, plant your feet and lift up for reverse table, or with straight legs, reverse plank. Good. Nice. And then lower down. Then we'll do one more kind of forward fold sequence. So turn to the side of your mat, turn to face the chalkboard wall, and bring your legs out into a wide V like this. You kind of shift a little side to side. You kind of point and flex your feet. Good. And then maybe you kind of bring your hands behind you and move some flesh away from your sitting bones. Move some meat from your feet, from your seat. There's meat on your feet too, but probably not as much as your seat. Good. Lift up tall. Good. Now turn towards your left leg and fold. And then kind of round your spine back up, and then do it again, kind of lower fold. Roll up and lower down. Good. Now this time hold here. Maybe you reach your right hand to the outside of the left foot and stretch over the leg. Good. Good. Slowly rise up. And then bring your left arm down. Stretch your right arm up and over to side bend to the left. Good. Stretch. Yeah, that's it. Nice. So again, maybe feeling this in your legs, your side. Good. And then slowly rise back up. Pausing at the top. Breathe in. Exhale. Turn towards your right leg and twist yourself over that side. Now see if you can kind of slowly fold down lower and roll back up. Slowly lower. Bow your chest down. Lift. One more time. This time hold. Breathe, notice. And slowly come back up. Pausing at the top, lift tall. If this feels uncomfortable anytime, you can always shorten your stance, take a little break. And then bring your right arm down, stretch your left arm up and over, and side bend. Maybe you can even bring your right arm inside your leg, stretch your left arm up and over, maybe grab your foot. Good, breathe. Good, then rise back up. Walk your hands forward. Good, maybe drop into your elbows or your forearms. Good, think about the tops of the thighs drawing back. You can even bring your hands onto your legs and kind of press back. And think about trying to bring your belly button to the floor. Good, toes curl up. So one of the reasons it's really important to stretch is because we want our bodies to be strong and flexible, finding that balance. It helps with injury prevention, aging, and just feeling really good and comfortable at home in our bodies. One more breath. Good, then slowly walk your hands in, lift your chest up, pause. Good, and then bring your legs together. Good. Take one more breath, and then fold forward. Maybe reaching your fingers towards your toes. Good, and then roll back up. Spin around to face forward. Last reverse back bend. So plant your feet, hands down, lift your hips. Good, and then lower down onto the bottom. Stretch forward or shift forward, feet together, knees together. Reach your arms forward and slowly start to roll your spine down onto the back. Nice and slow, one vertebra at a time. And then when you come all the way down, bend your knees and hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Give your low back a little massage here. Maybe knees draw in, release. Simple. Good. Now let your right leg stretch long to the bottom of the mat. Bend your left knee into your chest. Good. Squeeze it in. And then here, maybe kind of pull your knee in and release. Circle it around. And then lift your upper body up off the mat. Bring your nose towards your knee. Curl up. And then lower down. Stretch your left leg up towards the ceiling. You can grab behind your thigh. Maybe circle your ankle a little bit here. Other direction. Good, now flex your foot and see if you can pull your leg back a little bit deeper. Maybe even walk your hands up your leg. Lift your upper body up off the mat. Good, and then lower down. Bring your left leg over to the side. You can bend your knee and drop it open or keep it straight. And then see if you can press your right hand on top of your hip to keep the back of the right side down. And really pay attention to the lower half, notice and feel. And then slowly bring it back up. Pause at center. Flex your foot. Now cross your leg over you just a little to stretch the outside of the leg down your IT band area. Keep your low back pressing down. Good. Bring your leg back up to center. One more breath, draw it in. Good. Now stretch your left leg long. Let your legs drop open and down. Maybe palms up, eyes closed. And just notice and maybe feel any difference between your left and right sides. Now bring your feet together at the bottom of the mat. Draw your right knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze. Hug in, rock side to side. Maybe squeeze in, release. Circle. And then option to lift your upper body up. Bring your nose towards your knee. Curl that leg in a little bit closer. And then lower. Stretch your right leg up towards the ceiling. Grab behind your leg. Point and flex your foot. Maybe circle your ankle. One way and then the other. Good. Now really flex your foot. Option to walk your hands up the leg. Draw your leg in a little bit closer. Maybe walk your hands to your foot. Good, and then slowly lower down. Open your leg over to the right. And press your left hand on top of your hip and then stretch your hips here. So if you're really tight, you can also bend your knee and bring your leg open to the side. Maybe left hand presses on top of the left hip point. Keep your low back pressing if you can. And then bring your leg back up to center. See if you can straighten it and then cross it over your body just a little to feel a stretch along the outside of the leg. And then bring your leg back up to center. Slowly stretch it long to the bottom of the mat. Let your arms come down by your side, palms facing up. Breathe in. Deep breath out. Now bring your feet together at the bottom of the mat. Stretch your arms up and overhead. And then shimmy your upper body over to the right and your feet over to the right. So stretching down that left side. So your body is making a shape like a ripe banana or a new moon. Yeah, just like that. Keep the back of the left shoulder pressing down, back of the left hip, and then breathe here. It's called the banana asana. Good. So really feel that stretch down your left side, back of the shoulder, back of the ribs, back of the hip. Breathe and notice, feel. And then slowly bring yourself back center. Bring your feet down, stretch your arms up. Reach up and down, top to bottom. Lift. And then soften and relax that. Now walk your feet to the bottom left-hand corner of the mat and shimmy your shoulders to the upper left for banana asana. Keep the back pressing down. You can cross your right foot over your left ankle. You can grab your right hand with your right wrist with your left hand and really press into the back of the shoulder, ribs, hip. Breathe here. Notice and feel. See if you can soften the right shoulder, right ribs, right hip, relax. And then slowly make your way back to center. Walk your feet to the bottom of the mat. Shimmy your shoulders at center. Now bend your knees into your chest and rock side to side. Good final spinal twist. Let your knees drop over to the right. Open your arms out to a T and gaze to the left. Twist. Let your shoulders press down. Open through your chest. Breathe. Maybe eyes closed here. Slowly come back down onto the back, come center, knees into your chest, rock side to side. And then let your knees drop over to the left. Open your arms out to a T, gaze to the right, spinal twist. Maybe feel an opening along the front of your chest here as well. Come back to center, knees draw into your chest. One final time, rock side to side. And then stretch your legs long to the bottom of the mat and let your arms come down by your sides. Palms facing up for final relaxation pose, Shavasana. And if you're at home, it might be nice to place a blanket on top of you. You can have a pillow underneath your knees or maybe something over your eyes. Good. So we'll do a little guided meditation and then drop into a quiet, still place to rest. So in every yoga class you might have, you'll probably always have Shavasana, relaxation pose, where we kind of integrate all that we've been doing. So begin by just taking a deep breath in and let a nice big sigh out. One more inhale. And exhale. Now see if you can scan your body from the top to the bottom, softening and relaxing. So as I mention each part of the body, you don't have to move or adjust. You can just feel into that part of your body and allow it to relax. So start at the top of the head, feel the crown of the head, and let your head really relax, rest, and settle. And then bring your attention down the front of your face, relaxing the forehead and the temples, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the jaw, and the ears on the side of the head. Relax. Feel the back of the head relaxing and attention to the sides of the ears, the back of the neck and the front of the throat. Almost imagine as if someone were giving the back of your neck a nice massage, maybe lengthening it out. And then start to feel down the tops of the shoulders. And then move your attention down the back body Feel the upper back and the shoulder blades relax. The middle back softening. And down to the low back and to the bottom of your glutes. And then all the way down, almost like water, your attention traveling down the back of the legs, behind your knee, behind your ankles, and then up the soles of the feet. Relax the feet. Tops of the feet relax. Fronts of the ankles. And then move your attention up the front of your body. Feel your shins, the calves, the front of the knee, and the tops of the thighs softening. And then moving up the front of your torso, relax your low belly, the fronts of the hips, the middle body, front of the chest, tops of the shoulders. And then down the arms to the elbows and the wrists and the hands, palms of the hands, backs of the hands, and each finger soften and relax. And then take one more big kind of sweeping breath. Inhale. Exhale. Release any and all tension. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then go into kind of a quiet place of relaxation. Let go of your thoughts. Relax the internal organs. Shavasana, deep rest.
this time to deepen your breath, to really feel and notice here. Inhale, exhale. Notice the difference between how you feel now and how you felt when we first began. More relaxed or energized. Maybe your body feels a little more open. So just paying attention here. And then see if you can really remember this feeling and hold it with you. Take it with you into your day. Letting everything you do be from a calm, relaxing kind of place. And now slowly begin to make some movement. Wiggle your fingers and roll out your toes. Circle your ankles and your wrists. Turn your head a little side to side. And then stretch your arms up and your feet down. Stretch your body up and down, top to bottom, reach. Good. And then bend your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. You can rock a little side to side here, forward and back. And then roll to your right side. Just kind of pause there. You can rest, make a pillow with your arm. Pause here on your side. And then press your way up into a seated position. So coming up to sit, cross-legged pose. So sitting nice and tall, shift a little side to side. And then one last time, just kind of circle your shoulders up, back and down, up, back and down. Shake out your shoulders a little. Let your hands rest on your knees or your thighs. Tall spine. And again, coming back to the breath, noticing and feeling here. And then coming back to that intention you set at the beginning of practice, that word or statement. What do you want to call in this week? For the rest of the day, how do you want to feel and move? Breathing in and letting go. And then bring your hands together in front of your heart. Let your palms touch. There's a mantra in yoga philosophy. It goes like this. It goes Loka Samasta Sukhi no Bhavantu. And what it means is, may all beings everywhere be happy and free. And may the thoughts, words, and actions of our lives contribute in some way to the happiness and freedom for all. So letting everything you do kind of be in service to others, be a helper, lift others up. And letting this yoga practice be a reminder of our dharma, our real purpose, why we're here. Deep breath in and exhale. And then closing practice, just bowing in and saying namaste. Thanks everyone, good job. How do you feel? Good. So that's it for class today. We're gonna end a little early, and I'm gonna post a little lecture on our YouTube channel, which I will, you should have a link to that on Moodle. And it's just gonna be a little bit breakdown of the history of yoga, what yoga means, and the first 2 of the 8 limbs of yoga. And then take some time later to journal. You can do your journal entry for this week. Your assignment's posted on Moodle. And then I'll see you guys on Thursday. That's it. Now, do you guys really want to be in person, or do you care if we're on Zoom or not? Is anyone like really passionate about like being in person? Or is it? You can also email me and let me know. Yeah. Yeah, it's better. Okay, cool. Okay. And if you are borrowing one of these mats, you can just hold on to it if you want and just kind of let it be like your mat for the semester and then return it at the end. Or you can just keep putting it back and forth, but just clean it. I think there should be some disinfectant somewhere, maybe, hopefully. If not, you know, whatever. Like some spray. It might just be water, but it could be better than nothing. Does anyone on here have any questions? You guys good?